Okay, everyone, today we're going to be learning about land animals and aquatic animals, and we're going to learn what the difference is between the two animals and where those kind of animals live. So first, I'm going to ask if anyone knows what a land animal is or where they live, anything about them. What do you think? That's right, land animals live on the land most of their life. They can go in the water sometimes, but mostly they live on land. What about aquatic animals? Does anyone know what an aquatic animal is or where an aquatic animal lives? That word aquatic is kind of difficult, but aqua means water. So what do we think that means? A water animal? What do you think? That's right, aquatic animals spend most of their life or live most of their life in the water. Okay, so what we're going to do next is I'm going to show you a few different toy animals that I have here, and we're going to decide if they are land animals or aquatic animals. If you think you know, I want you to raise your hand, and I'll pick on you to tell me what the animal is and if it lives on land or in the water. So the first one we're going to look at is this guy. What do you think this is? A gorilla, great job. And is it a land animal or an aquatic animal? Land. Awesome job. Gorillas live most of their life on the land. Next one we have this guy. What do we think this is? What do you think? It's a shark. Nice job. And do sharks live on the land or do they live in the water? In the water. Nice job. They have fins and gills that show us that they live in the water. Next, we're going to look at this one. What is this? It's a fish. Great job. And do fish live in land or live on the land or in the water? In the water. Okay, and our last one we're going to look at is this guy. What do you think? Is this or what is this first? It's a zebra. Great job. And do zebras live on the land or in the water? On the land. Nice job. Okay, now that we've gone through a couple different animals and we think we kind of know what land animals and aquatic animals are and what they look like and how aquatic animals have fins and land animals usually have fur and legs. Now we're going to I'm going to hand out a card, 2 cards to every student, and you're going to talk with your partner, your shoulder partner, about what animals you have first. Do they live on land or water? And what part of them tells you that they live on land or water? Do they have fins? Do they have legs? Do they have gills, scales, fur? What do they have that tells you where they live? Okay, so now that everyone has talked with their partner about the animals that they have, and they've decided if they live on land or if they live in the water, being land animals or aquatic animals, and what kind of features tell us that, I'm going to draw from my cup. I have names in here. I'm going to draw a name, and you will bring up your pictures and you will put them on the whiteboard on either the land side or the aquatic side. So the first student to do that will be Sophie. Sophie's going to bring her cards up and put them on the side that they belong. Okay, so Sophie had, her first animal was a parrot, and she put it on the land side. Parrots looks like they live mostly on land. There's trees behind it, and parrots have feathers, and they do live on land. She was right. And then her second animal was a hippo, and she put that it is an aquatic animal because she noticed its background was water, which that is right. Hippos can live on land or in the water. They like to do both. Okay, so our next one to come up to show their pictures and put them on the correct side will be Sarah. So Sarah, bring up your cards and put them on the right side. Sarah brought up her animals and she placed them on their sides. She had a bunny and she put it on the land side. Do bunnies live on the land? They do, that's right. She did awesome with that one. And her second animal was a fish. Do fish live in the water? They sure do. That means a fish is an aquatic animal. Great job, Sarah. Our next friend to come up will be Jack. Jack, come on up and bring your cards and place them on their correct sides. Okay, so Jack had a cat and a frog. He put his cat on the land side and his frog on the aquatic side. He did a great job. We know that frogs can live on land or water, but this frog looks like he lives in the water maybe? Can't really tell by its background, but we know that frogs live in both places. There are water frogs and there are frogs that live on the land. So we'll leave this frog on the aquatic side and the cat on the land side. Great job, Jack. Our next friend to come up will be Matthew. Matthew, bring your cards up so you can put them on the board. Matthew brought his cards up and put them on their sides of the board. He first had a dog that he put on the land side. Is that correct? Yes, dogs live on land. We have dogs in our houses, so they do live in the land. Aquatic animal, he put alligators. Do alligators live in the water? Do they live on land too? They live in both. We'll leave it on the aquatic side because alligators spend a lot of their life in the water, but they do also come on land. As we can see in this picture, those alligators are on the land. Good job, Matthew. And our last friend to come up will be Bailey. Bailey, bring your pictures up so you can put them on the board. Last one, Bailey brought up her pictures. Her first animal was a tiger, and she put it on the land side. It looks like this tiger is on land. He has leaves and trees in the background, so she did an awesome job with her tiger. That is a land animal. And then Bailey put her fish, that was her second animal, on the aquatic side. And we know that fish have fins and gills that tell us they live in the water. Great job, Bailey. Okay, so now I want to count each side and see if we have an even number or if we have different numbers of land and aquatic animals. So first for the land animals, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And for the aquatic animals, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We have the same number of land animals and aquatic animals. So now let's look at what the land animals have alike and what the aquatic animals have alike. So let's see, this land animal is a parrot, a rabbit, a cat, a dog, and a tiger. So a lot of these animals, besides the parrot, have fur on them, which helps us to know that they live probably mostly on land. Then these aquatic animals, their skin looks much different than these ones. Smooth skin, besides the alligator has rough and bumpy skin, but we know that that helps to tell us that they live in water. These two fish, they have fins and gills that tell us they live in water. So those are some of the features that we can see that help us to decide if they are land animals or aquatic animals. Now that we have finished placing all of our cards, I'm going to hand a blank piece of paper back to every one of you. You're going to go to your seat and you get to pick either a land animal or an aquatic animal, and you get to draw that picture however you'd like. So you could pick one of these animals. I'll hang this up on the board if you would like to draw one of the ones we already learned about, or if you would like to pick a different one that you maybe know, or one of the toy animals that we talked about earlier, you could draw that as well. So you get to pick whichever animal you want to draw, land or aquatic, and I'm going to come around and talk to you about the animals that you have drawn. Everyone is doing a great job working on their land and aquatic animal drawings. So I just want to remind you that land animals live most of their life on land, so make sure you're picking the correct land animal, and aquatic animals live most of their life on water. So if you're picking that, think that in the back of your mind. Maybe you could draw a water background or a land background, depending on which one you pick. Once you're done with your picture, I want you to go put it in the basket and sit at your seat and wait for the next direction.